Hello everyone. In this video I am going to tell you how to construct flow graph or control flow graph using basic block in compiler design. We will see step by step how to do so. Okay, you can see here, in order to construct flow graph you need to follow these steps. What? Number one, in intermediate code generation, intermediate code is generated by compiler. Then using this intermediate code basic blocks are constructed. We have already seen how to construct basic blocks in our previous video. You can refer that video. Okay, so from intermediate code basic blocks are constructed. Using these basic blocks flow graph is constructed. It is also called control flow graph. It shows control flow among basic blocks. Actually basic block is used to construct flow graph, and flow graph is a directed graph in which nodes are basic blocks, and control flow from one block to other block is shown in that control flow graph. Now what is use of flow graph in compiler design? Actually after construction of flow graph, this flow graph is used to code optimization. Okay, that means this flow graph is used to perform code optimization by compiler design in code optimization phase. That's why compiler needs to construct flow graph or control flow graph. Okay, so from flow graph code optimization will be carried out by compiler. Okay, now we will try to understand taking a suitable example. Look at here, suppose this is our intermediate code. Okay, this is our intermediate code. It means our intermediate code has statement number 1 up to statement number 30. We have 30 intermediate code statements. Okay, now in order to construct flow graph, first of all you need to construct basic block. Okay, so we have already seen how to construct basic block. We have already seen our previous video how to construct basic block, so you can refer that video. I'm directly telling you, that means basic block constructed using this intermediate code statement. Okay, yes, this is basic block we have constructed using previously shown intermediate code. So using that intermediate code we have basic block number 1, basic block number 2, basic block number 3, basic block number 4, basic block number 5, and basic block number 6. Now we will try to construct flow graph or control flow graph using these basic block. So try to understand it. First of all I am going to tell you what is the definition of control flow graph. Okay, then we will try to construct control flow graph. Okay, look at this definition. Control flow graph shows control flow among basic blocks. I have already told you from intermediate code basic blocks are constructed. Using basic block we construct flow graph or control flow graph, and it shows flow of control among basic blocks. Okay, so you can also see these important points regarding control flow graph or flow graph. This one, the nodes of the control flow graph are basic blocks. I have already told you. And what is second one? There would be an initial distinguished node. Okay, there would be definitely, because it's a flow graph. In flow graph there would be a initial distinguished node. Now you need to construct directed edge from one basic block to another, so you need to follow these rules. Okay, And what is rule number one? Rule number one is this: there is a directed edge from B1 to B2, from B1 to B2 if B2 can immediately follow B1 in some execution sequence. What does it mean? It means there would be directed edge from basic block B1 to basic block B2 if B2 immediately follows B1 in some execution sequence. Okay. And what is next one? Next one is this: there is a conditional or unconditional jump from last statement of B1 to the first statement of B2. Okay. It means if there is a conditional or unconditional jump at last statement of B1 to B2, then there would be a directed edge also from B1 to B2. And rule number 3, this one: rule number 3, this one: B2 immediately follow B1 in order of program, and B1 does not end in unconditional jump. Okay, if B2 immediately follows B1 in some order of program and B1 does not end in unconditional jump, then there would also be directed edge there. Okay, if you are not capable to understand these points, we will try to understand taking a suitable example. Okay, so I am just telling you direct method so that without following these rules you can construct control flow graph. You can construct control flow graph or basic block. So look at here. Okay, these are a basic blocks and we will try to construct flow graph. Okay, so look at here there would be directed edge from B1 to B2. There would be a directed edge from B1 to B2. Why? Because after execution of this statement of B1, this statement of B2 will be executed in order. Okay, that's why there would be directed edge from B1 to B2. Okay, next in B2, this is your B2. In B2 you can clearly see last statement of B2, this one. You can clearly see this last statement of B2. Okay, if T3 less than V, go to B2. That means there would be a self loop, because if this one T3 less than, if T3 less than V, go to B2, so definitely there would be a self loop. So need to construct a self loop also. Okay, now if last statement of B2 false, it means if this statement false, okay, definitely this statement will be executed of B1. That's why there would be directed edge from B2 to B3. Okay, I think it would be clear. Again I am repeating because in last statement of B2, if it is false, definitely first statement of B3 will be executed. That's why there is directed edge from B2 to B3. Again look at here, go to B3. Okay, there is a statement go to B3 with conditional go to in B3, so there would be a self loop. Okay, there would be a self loop. Again, if this statement of B3 false, definitely B4 will be executed, so there will be a directed edge. Okay, in sequential order, if this statement of B4 false, definitely this statement will be executed. Okay, and because B6 is here, go to B6, this B6 here, that's why one directed edge will be from B4 to B6. Okay, clearly you can look at here in B5, go to B2. That's why there would be a directed edge from B5 to B2. Okay, look at here clearly how we constructed flow graph. Okay, this is our final flow graph. Okay, using these basic block, we have constructed directed edge from one basic block to other basic block depending upon the flow of order of execution, and resultant flow graph is this one. Okay, okay, again I am repeating so that you can clearly understand. There would be a directed edge from B1 to B2, this one. Why? Because after execution of this statement of B1, first statement of B2 will be executed. Okay, that's why there would be a directed edge from B1 to B2. Again, because there is go to B2, that's why there would be a self loop. Okay, if last statement of B2 falls, then basic block B3 will be executed. Again, because of here we have go to B3, that's why there would be a self loop. If last statement of B3 falls, definitely B4 will be executed. Okay, and if this statement of B4 falls, okay, definitely in order of execution B5 will be executed. And because we have here go to B6, that's why there would be a directed edge from B4 to B6. In this way we have constructed flow graph. Okay, and next video we will see how to carry out code optimization using flow graph. Thank you everyone. If you have any doubt regarding flow graph, you can write in comment section. I will reply you timely. Thank you everyone.